This is a hardened, blued, bent thin steel flange, 10 inches long, screwed to a hexagonal steel shaft that is 13.75 inches long. It was found in a home workshop. The blued piece is slightly flexible. What is it? This is a blade guard from a piece of woodworking machinery, such as a table saw, jointer, or shaper. The hexagonal shaft allows the guard to be mounted to the machine and adjusted up and down or side to side. The blued bent thin steel flange is the guard itself, which is positioned over the rotating blade or cutter head. Its purpose is to act as a physical barrier, keeping the operator's hands safely away from the dangerous cutting area while still allowing the piece of wood to be fed through the machine. It is a critical safety component. Found on HY 11 in northern Ontario near a quarry, this is a 1-inch rusted heavy iron ball with 2 flat and pitted poles. A 3-year-old found it. A coffee capsule is used for scale. What is it? This looks like a rock milling ball. Given its context, found near a quarry, this is a very strong possibility. A ball mill is a large, rotating drum used to grind and pulverize mineral ores or rock. The drum is filled with these hard, heavy steel or iron balls. As the drum turns, the balls tumble and crush the material into a fine powder. The poles are likely just remnants of the casting process from when the ball was made, known as sprues or gates, that were not fully ground off. This small wooden flip-out brush and mirror is about 7 centimeters long. The mirror is tiny and convex. What is this cleaning tool for? This is a cleaner for a record player, turntable stylus. The stylus, or needle, is the tiny diamond or sapphire tip that tracks the grooves of a vinyl record. It can accumulate dust and debris from the record, which affects sound quality. The small, soft brush on this tool is used to gently clean this dust off the stylus. The tiny, convex mirror is used to help the user see the very small stylus tip, making it easier to inspect it for dirt or damage and to guide the brush accurately for cleaning. This copper thing is stamped F&AM and weighs 280 grams. What is this heavy, symbolic token? F&AM stands for Free and Accepted Masons, one of the main branches of Freemasonry. This object is likely a commemorative token, a lodge penny, or a paperweight given out by a local Masonic lodge. Masonic lodges often issue such tokens to members to commemorate an anniversary, an event, or simply as a symbol of membership. The commenter notes that the penny in the picture appears to be a steel one, which were minted in 1943 to save copper for the war effort, which helps to date the context in which this token might have been created or displayed. Found in an antique shop, this object is about the size of a fist and looks like bone or horn. What is it made of, and what is its story? The commenter thinks this may be made of plaster of Paris, not bone or horn. The small bubble marks visible on the bottom are a telltale sign of a cast object, where small air bubbles were trapped in the plaster as it was poured into a mold and hardened. It is likely an amateur or student sculpture, or perhaps a decorative cast piece, designed to look like a more exotic material like bone. Its story is that of a simple, handmade piece of art, rather than a genuine biological artifact. This came in a pair, but it looks like a Lycra headband with fasteners on 2 straps. The finder is completely lost, even wondering if it's some kind of exercise underpants. What is it? This is an anti-snoring device, specifically a chin strap or jaw strap. It is designed to be worn at night. The strap fits around the head and under the chin, providing gentle upward support to the lower jaw. The purpose is to keep the mouth closed during sleep. For some people, snoring is caused by breathing through the mouth, which can cause the soft tissues at the back of the throat to vibrate. By keeping the mouth closed, the strap encourages nasal breathing, which can reduce or eliminate this type of snoring. This small white glass tube with a circular metal top punched a hole in a tire. Initially, it looked like a huge screw, but once it was pulled out, the top broke off from the tube part. What is it? This is the inner chamber of a vape cartridge. Many vape cartridges used for cannabis oil or nicotine e-liquid have a central glass tube or chamber that contains the heating coil and wick. The metal top would be part of the mouthpiece or the connection to the atomizer. These small glass tubes can be surprisingly strong and, if dropped on the road, can land in such a way that their edge is sharp enough to puncture a tire, as happened in a previous similar post. It is a common piece of discarded vaping waste. Found while metal detecting in Texas, this heavy metal cylinder is about the size of a soda can. It has a threaded bolt on the bottom and a bent pipe fitting on top. The bottom is stamped with IN and a circled D. What is this industrial component? This is an old 3 to 8 inch single-direction filter dryer for a refrigeration or air conditioning system. This is a critical component in any AC or refrigeration loop. Its job is twofold. The filter part removes any solid contaminants like dirt or metal shavings from the refrigerant, while the dryer part contains a desiccant material that absorbs any moisture. Moisture is extremely damaging to a refrigeration system, so this filter dryer ensures the refrigerant stays clean and dry. The IN marking and arrow indicate the required direction of refrigerant flow. The circled D is likely the manufacturer's logo, possibly Danfoss. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit like and subscribe. Your support genuinely helps YouTube's algorithm find more curious explorers like you. Thank you for helping us grow. Stay curious. These two identical plastic pieces are about 5 by 7 inches. The finder thinks they are part of a printer or some other electronic device. What are they? These belong to a Wacom Cintiq 24HD. A Wacom Cintiq is a professional-grade interactive pen display, a combination of a high-resolution monitor and a graphics tablet that allows artists and designers to draw directly on the screen. The 24HD model came with a large, robust, and highly adjustable stand. These plastic pieces are likely covers or components of that complex stand, which allowed the large display to be positioned at various angles for comfortable drawing. This green insert with a ridge on it is hollow inside. It was found in the back of a dish cabinet and seems to fit on a bottle. What is it for? This is a pourer thingy for an oil bottle. Many cooking oils, especially olive oil, come in bottles with large openings that can make it difficult to pour a small, controlled amount. This plastic insert is a pour spout that is pushed into the neck of the bottle. It creates a smaller, more manageable spout that allows for drizzling oil more precisely onto salads or into pans. The ridge would help it seat securely in the bottle's neck. The odd green color might just be a design choice by the manufacturer. Found inside an old barn, where the previous owners used to reload ammo, this brass object is 5 inches long. It has a lever on the side that opens and closes an inside flap. What is this antique communication device? This is identified as the mouthpiece for an old speaking tube, the kind often used on ships or in large, grand houses in the 19th and early 20th centuries. Speaking tubes were a non-electric form of intercom. You would speak into a mouthpiece like this one, and your voice would travel through a network of pipes to a listener in another room or on another deck of the ship. The lever-operated flap valve was crucial. It was kept closed when not in use to prevent drafts, insects, and, importantly, sound from traveling through the tube when not intended, ensuring privacy. A bunch of 3-1-ish inch heavy rectangular metal things seem to have fallen in a garage overnight. Some are slotted. There is also some frass-like material. What are they? The slotted ones look like weights used on equipment straps for neutral buoyancy when diving. Scuba divers often use small, trim weights like these, which can be threaded onto the straps of their buoyancy control device, BCD, or harness. This allows for a more precise distribution of weight to achieve perfect trim and balance in the water. The non-slotted ones could be standard dive weights. The frass is likely just unrelated dust or debris from the garage. They probably fell from a shelf where diving gear was stored. A small, tan, glove-tip-shaped object with a small bit of wire in it was found inside a cat's stomach via X-ray. The material is plastic-ish. What is this ingested item? The commenter is pretty sure that this is the pointed end or body form from one of those cheap, fuzzy mouse-cat toys. These toys often have a hard plastic core or frame shaped like a mouse's body, which is then covered with fur or fabric. The bit of wire would be where the tail or ears were attached. Over time, cats can chew the fur off these toys and eventually break off and swallow the small plastic parts. The shape and color of the plastic are very common among these types of ubiquitous cat toys. Scattered all over a lovely restaurant in Sorrento, these seem to be full of oil or something similar. The finder and their partner guess they might be some sort of bug repellent. What are they? These are decorative oil lamps. Each one consists of a glass container to hold the lamp oil and a wick in the middle. The wick slowly absorbs the oil from the container. When the top of the wick is lit, it burns the oil, providing a small, flickering flame. These lamps are used to provide ambient lighting and to create a cozy, romantic atmosphere in the restaurant. The commenter notes that some wicks were missing or cut off and that the restaurant just hadn't lit them yet during the visit. Some lamp oils do contain citronella for bug repellent, but these are primarily for ambiance. This small black button-like object was found at Rocky Mountain National Park. The finder was going to toss it, but then got curious when they saw a serial number on it. What is it? This looks like a lens or turret cap from a Bushnell optic. Bushnell is a popular brand of sporting optics. This cap would be used to cover either the objective or eyepiece lens of a pair of binoculars or a spotting scope, or more likely, it's a cap for one of the adjustment turrets, the knobs for windage and elevation, on a rifle scope. These small plastic caps protect the lenses from scratches and dirt and keep the turret adjustments from being accidentally moved. It was likely lost by a hiker, birdwatcher, or hunter in the park. This tall structure with a cylindrical spinning part attached was found near the US-Canada border. What is this large piece of monitoring or communication equipment? It's the business end of a radar system. The spinning cylindrical or mesh part is the radar antenna or scanner. It rotates to send out pulses of radio waves and to listen for their reflections from objects. This could be a weather radar station, part of the NEXRAD network, an air traffic control radar for a nearby airport, or possibly a military surveillance or early warning radar, given its proximity to an international border. The tall structure is to elevate the antenna above obstructions and increase its line of sight range. This light metal piece was found in a driveway and looks as though something ran over it. What is this common piece of fishing tackle? This is the spinner or blade from a fishing lure. Many fishing lures, especially those called spinners or spinner baits, incorporate a small, often shiny metal blade that is designed to rotate or flutter through the water as the lure is retrieved. This spinning action creates flash and vibration, which mimics the appearance and movement of a small bait fish and attracts predatory fish like bass, trout, or pike. This one likely fell out of an angler's tackle box or off a lure that was in the back of a truck and then got run over. This little orange thing is soft like a pillow with a 100% polyester shell and filling. The round white section in the center can be loosened or tightened. It's about the width of a soccer ball. What is this comfortable-looking pet accessory? This is an inflatable pet e-collar, a more comfortable alternative to the classic plastic cone of shame. After surgery, or to prevent a dog or cat from licking a wound or hot spot, an Elizabethan collar, e-collar, is used to stop them from reaching the area with their mouth. This inflatable, pillow-like version serves the same purpose. The pet's regular collar is threaded through the loops in the center, and the inflatable ring is then placed around their neck. It creates a soft barrier that prevents them from reaching most parts of their body, but it is generally less cumbersome and obstructive to their vision and movement than a hard plastic cone. This curved double hook, made from a single piece of wire or metal, is a mystery. A pen is shown for scale, indicating its small size. What is this simple and practical automotive accessory? This is a headrest hook for a car. It's a simple but very useful accessory designed to provide extra storage space in a vehicle. The top part of the hook slides over the metal posts of a front seat's headrest. The bottom part, the double hook, then provides a convenient place to hang items like a purse, a grocery bag, a backpack, or a jacket. This keeps items off the floor or seat, preventing them from spilling or getting dirty, and keeps them easily accessible. They are a common and inexpensive aftermarket car accessory. This machine was found in an old tannery that was later used as part of an industrial mill. It's made of metal and wood with a rope around the central part and is approximately 1.4 meters in height. What is this piece of industrial machinery? This looks like a belt-driven winch. In the era of early industrialization, before individual electric motors were common on every machine, factories often had a central steam engine or water wheel that drove a system of overhead line shafts and leather belts that ran throughout the building. This winch would have been powered by one of those flat leather belts, running on the large pulley wheel. Its purpose would be for hoisting heavy materials, such as bundles of hides in the tannery or bags of grain in the mill, between different floors of the building. It is a classic piece of line shaft era industrial technology. Found while organizing old boxes, this battery-operated plastic object weighs 1 pound and is about 8 inches tall. It has no buttons, and putting in 6 AA batteries didn't cause it to react. What is it? This is an electric pepper grinder or salt mill. These battery-operated kitchen gadgets are designed for one-handed use. They often have no external buttons. Instead, they are gravity-activated. When you turn the grinder upside down over your food, a sensor triggers the motor, which grinds the peppercorns or salt crystals. The reason it didn't react when batteries were put in is likely because it needs to be inverted to activate, or the internal mechanism is simply broken or corroded from years of storage. Found in a small hardware box at a yard sale, this is a small cylindrical aluminum piece with conical threads on the outside. It came with a piece of metal that fits inside like a key or tool. A quarter is shown for scale. What is this for? The commenter knows this one. It's part of a garden hose repair kit. When a garden hose gets a hole or a cut, you can repair it by cutting out the damaged section. You then insert a plastic or metal mender into the 2 cut ends of the hose. This threaded aluminum piece is a clamp. It is slid over the hose before the mender is inserted. You then screw this clamp down over the hose, compressing it tightly onto the barbed mender inside, which creates a secure, leak-proof seal. The key would be a small tool to help tighten it. Found in the backyard of a squatter's house in Ontario, this is a brown, plastic, paper-like film. It seems to have come out of a tube, tightly curled up, but it falls apart easily. The first time, it was found in a cut-open lead pipe. What is this material? This is probably the insulation from old copper wire. The brown, paper-like film is the old-style insulation that was wrapped around the copper conductors inside an electrical cable. Squatters or thieves will often steal copper wire and then burn the insulation off to get to the valuable copper metal inside, which they can then sell for scrap. This flimsy, burnt insulation material is the waste product of that process. The presence of a cut-open pipe might be unrelated, or it could have been used in the burning process. A weird, metal-looking thing was found burnt on the ground after a lightning strike caused a power outage. What is this piece of electrical infrastructure? This is a terminal cover off of a power pole transformer. The transformers that step down high-voltage electricity for residential use have large, exposed metal terminals or bushings on top where the power lines connect. To prevent animals like squirrels or birds from making contact with 2 terminals at once, which would electrocute them and cause a power outage, these plastic or composite covers are installed over the terminals. It is very likely that a lightning strike hit the transformer, causing this protective cover to be blown off and partially burned. This 2.5-inch long piece of sheet metal, marked H751, was found in a parking garage. 3 of them were found, one without a circular hole, but with the same marking. What is it? Nope, not part of a seatbelt. This is apparently a part from a Duncan parking meter. An eBay listing for a Duncan parking meter coin chute and baffle assembly shows parts that are very similar or identical. Duncan was a major manufacturer of mechanical parking meters for many decades. This sheet metal piece would be an internal component of the meter's coin handling or validation mechanism. It's a specific functional part from a now vintage piece of municipal hardware. A cream-colored box above a shower in a new apartment is making a strange buzzing noise that won't stop. even when the light switches are turned off. What is this box, and why is it making noise? This box is probably an exhaust fan for the bathroom. To prevent moisture buildup and mold, many modern bathroom fans are equipped with a timer or a humidistat. They will continue to run for a set period of time, e.g. 15 minutes, after the main light switch is turned off, to ensure all the steam from a shower is vented out. If the noise is a buzzing, as opposed to the normal sound of a fan, it may be that the fan motor is stuck, failing, or has a foreign object in it, and it needs to be inspected by maintenance. This 8.6-inch black plastic box is hanging on a neighbor's shed, facing the finder's yard. What is this electronic device? This is a dog bark deterrent. These devices contain a microphone and an ultrasonic speaker. When the microphone detects a dog barking within its range, the device emits a high-frequency ultrasonic sound. This sound is inaudible or only slightly audible to humans, but is irritating to dogs. The intention is that the dog will associate its barking with the unpleasant sound and will learn to stop barking excessively. Its placement on the neighbor's shed, facing your yard, strongly suggests they have installed it in an attempt to quiet your dog. Included with kitchen items at a thrift store, this is a large, fancy spork, slightly longer than 12 inches. The finish doesn't feel like it's for food, and it looks like it could be for incense or candles, but its function is unclear. What is it? This is identified as part of the primordial brass serving set. This would be a large, stylized piece of serving flatware, likely made from cast brass or another decorative metal. A spork is a combination of a spoon and a fork. A large serving spork like this would be used for serving salads, pasta dishes, or other foods from a large communal bowl. The fancy and somewhat non-food safe finish might mean it's an older piece where the plating has worn, or it was intended more as a decorative art object serving piece than for everyday use. This sliding add-on is on a door handle in a hotel bathroom. What is its simple, practical purpose? If this add-on is made of a rubbery-like material, then its purpose is simply to keep the door handle from damaging the wall. This is a type of door stopper or bumper. When the door is opened, this rubber ring or sleeve around the handle will make contact with the wall first, instead of the hard metal of the handle itself. This prevents the handle from making a dent, a hole, or a scuff mark on the wall surface. It is a very common and inexpensive way to protect walls in high-traffic areas like hotel rooms. These are two black poles with clamps that connect to another pole, tightened with an Allen wrench. They are metal, 8 inches long, and are mirror images of each other. What are these support braces for? This is a safety recall fix for a Coleman recliner cot. It appears there was a safety issue with some of Coleman's reclining cots, where they could potentially collapse or fail. As a solution, Coleman issued a recall or a repair kit that included these two metal braces. These braces are designed to be clamped onto the frame of the cot to provide additional strength and support, preventing the failure and ensuring the cot is safe to use. It's a retrofit designed to correct a structural weakness in the original product. Someone was given this tiny ceramic cup with an inverted cone laid on top of it. The cone has an unglazed tip. What is this used for? This is a Japanese-style tea or coffee cup that comes with its own single-cup pour-over drip holder. The ceramic piece with the inverted cone is the dripper. You would place it on top of the matching cup, put a small paper or cloth filter inside it, add coffee grounds or tea leaves, and then slowly pour hot water over them. The brewed beverage drips through the unglazed tip directly into the cup below. It's a personal and elegant way to brew a single serving of pour-over coffee or tea. This wooden thing is about 2 feet long and has pegs of various sizes. What is this educational item? This is identified as one of those wooden Montessori toys for kids. Specifically, it's a peg matching and sorting toy. The main wooden block would have a series of holes of varying diameters, and the child's task is to match each of the loose pegs to the correct hole that it fits into. This simple activity helps young children develop fine motor skills hand-eye coordination, and the ability to discriminate between different sizes and shapes. The Montessori educational philosophy emphasizes natural learning and self-directed activity with tactile materials like this. Clearing out a deceased husband's things, this heavy metal object with a micrometer-type thing attached was found. It's clearly for measuring something, but what is it called? This is a dial indicator calibration stand, or tester. A dial indicator is a precision measuring tool used in machine shops to measure small distances or variations. This stand is used to check the accuracy of the dial indicator itself. You would mount the dial indicator in the clamp on the left. You then use the precision micrometer barrel on the right to depress the dial indicator's plunger by a known precise amount, e.g. 1/1000th of an inch. You then check to see if the reading on the dial indicator matches the movement of the micrometer, thus verifying its accuracy. This sturdy but lightweight tool has a wooden handle with an offset, rigid metal shaft that rotates freely. What is this construction tool? This is a wire twisting tool, also known as a rebar tie wire twister. It is used in construction by ironworkers to quickly and efficiently tie reinforcing steel bars, rebar, together with wire before concrete is poured. The worker loops a piece of tie wire around the rebar, hooks both ends of the wire with the tool's hook, and then simply pulls back on the handle. The tool's internal mechanism causes the hook to spin rapidly, twisting the wire tightly and securing the rebar in place. The source is confident, stating, "I have put in a ton of rebar." Found while walking on the beach, this object is a bit soft, with a waxy feel, and is lighter than a rock. The finder wonders if it could be ambergris. A plastic tab is used for scale. What is it? While a romantic thought, this is not ambergris. That's a swimming earplug made of wax, or a similar pliable silicone putty. These types of earplugs are designed to be molded by the user to fit the unique shape of their ear canal, creating a watertight seal to prevent water from entering while swimming or showering. They are soft and have a waxy texture, and after being used and discarded, they can end up on the beach looking like a small, mysterious blob. This is a 10-centimeter fragment of a cast iron linear gauge found in a riverbed. What is this piece of a vintage measuring tool? This looks like an older version of a horizontal level, but one that uses mercury instead of the more common spirit bubble. It would be held at a slight angle so that the mercury, a heavy liquid metal, would reliably drain back to one side instead of forming bubbles or getting stuck. By observing the position of the mercury within a sealed glass tube inside the cast iron frame, a craftsman could determine if a surface was perfectly level or plumb. It is a more obscure and now obsolete type of leveling instrument. A little black leather bag was found in a bought car. What is this small storage accessory for? This small bag is meant to be hung from a clip that attaches to one of the car's air conditioning vents. These are small, convenient storage pouches for holding items like a phone, sunglasses, pens, or other small odds and ends that can clutter up a car's interior. The clip, which is missing here, would slide onto one of the louvers of the AC vent, and the bag would hang down from it, providing an easily accessible and out-of-the-way storage pocket. The commenter used to have one just like it. These black sheet metal half cones are mounted on bridge columns. What is their purpose? Have you been by at night? The commenter's guess is that these are uplights, a type of architectural light fixture. The half-cone shape acts as a shield or a shroud for a light bulb mounted inside. It would be aimed upwards, illuminating the underside and columns of the bridge at night. This is done for aesthetic reasons, to highlight the bridge's architecture and create a dramatic visual effect. The shield prevents the light from shining outwards and causing glare for drivers or pedestrians, focusing it entirely on the bridge structure itself. Lying around a barn, this tool has a wooden handle and a forged metal blade. What is this specialized woodworking tool? This looks like a one-handed barrel shave, or a cooper's shave. It's a type of draw knife or spoke shave specifically used by coopers, the craftsmen who make barrels. The tool has a sharp blade that is used for shaping the staves, the individual wooden planks that make up a barrel. It would be used to create the precise curves and bevels on the edges of the staves to ensure they fit together perfectly and form a watertight container. The single handle, as opposed to the two handles on a standard draw knife, might be for specific detail work or shaping tasks in the barrel making process. A hotel housekeeper found this small plastic and metal object, about 1.5 inches long, left behind in a room. The metal part is not a battery. What is this beauty tool? This is a magnet tool used as part of an acrylic nail set, specifically for creating cat eye nail polish effects. Cat eye nail polish contains tiny magnetic particles. After the polish is applied to the nail, but while it is still wet, the user holds a strong magnet, like this one, close to the nail. The magnet pulls the metallic particles into a specific line or pattern, creating a shimmery, shifting design that resembles a cat's eye. This tool is the magnet used to create that effect. If you love uncovering strange and mysterious objects, hit that like button and subscribe. Stay curious. More finds coming soon.